This hard drive is the ultimate docking station that'll take your laptop to the next level. So let's jump in and I'm going to show you what Seagate has going on for their new FireCuda gaming dock. So this hard drive was created ideally probably for the laptop users, for gamers, where they're not quite ready to jump into building out a desktop computer and want to use what they got, or maybe going on a lower, cheaper scale of using a laptop. So this is actually a really sweet hard drive, whether you're a gamer or not. Reason being is it's going to be one Thunderbolt 3 cable that's going to go straight to your laptop. You're going to get another Thunderbolt 3 that'll go out, and then you're going to have a ton of ports for USB, for the docking stations. You're going to have a microphone input, you're going to have headphones, and you're going to get a display port. So now we can have a second screen for our laptop for gaming, or if we're doing live switching or whatever we're doing there. So pretty cool features. We'll also have a hard line for the Ethernet. So for getting a hardwired connection for the internet, we're going to be able to go in right through here. Other benefits that I see with this is a lot of gamers, big complaints with laptops is that they start to get really hot. Now we can run off of this and have the computer on a lighter load. Something that really jumped out at me about this hard drive is this hard drive here has a 4 terabyte spinning hard drive at 7,200 RPMs. Now, if that's not fast enough, what's really cool is we take this off and now we have an expansion slot to be able to add in a SSD. So now we can get screaming fast speeds for the times we do need to use it, and then we can also have our normal hard drive. And if you're curious about any of the products or the SSD that's used with this, I'll put the links down below for you so that way you can see which SSDs will work with this. And another little fun feature is you're able to change the colors of the LEDs. You can set this up for an array of colors however you want it to look. So definitely a lot of customization in there if you're looking to match this up with your color scheme with your computer. Now, one thing to note about this hard drive, when you first plug it in, it is formatted for Windows. If you want to be able to use this with a Mac, we'll just need to format it. You will be able to do read-only from a Mac if it's formatted in PC, but if we want to be able to write files, then we'll need to format that. Now, I know that this hard drive is a gaming dock and is marketed towards the gamers. The other side of the coin, now I'm a video guy, and where I see this being beneficial for us is, say on the live streaming side, or say we're doing editing and post-production, we're able to use this as a docking station. Then this is going to take off a little bit of the load off of the computer versus having everything plugged into our computer and causing it to kind of get hot. We're going to kind of separate those two out. So what's cool with that is that if you're live streaming, you can have your headset via USB, or you could have the 3.5mm microphone going in. Then from the computer, we can live stream and we can then send back and record to this hard drive, because this computer only has 500 gigs inside of it, whereas now I have 4 terabytes. Now on the post-production side, if you're working with say 6K or 8K footage, this drive is not going to be fast enough. You're going to be rendering quite often. Now, the benefit with this hard drive is that when we install that SSD, now we're going to get those blazing fast speeds so that we could edit our 6K and 8K footage. For the live streaming software, this is going to be another great advantage for being able to record our live stream, in addition to be able to have the second screen display for our multi-view, or to be able to call up graphics or have other features going on with dual screens. So another feature I see more on the video side. And last benefit that I see for more the Apple users using a laptop like this MacBook Pro is I have nothing but Thunderbolt 3 connections, so I'm going to have a ton of adapters coming out of this computer. Here, I'm going to have this docking station, so now I can plug in a USB keyboard, or if I'm doing like live switching, I can have my director's board plugged into this drive. I don't need to have all these connections and adapters coming out to the computer. It's going to all go through the hard drive and then one cable out to this computer. Let's do a speed test with this hard drive, and let's just see how fast this 4 terabyte drive is. Don't have the SSD expansion yet, so that is coming in the mail, but I figured this would be a cool video just to show the features of this hard drive to start off with. And then I'll do another video where I'll have the SSD inserted in, and then we'll do speed tests and see what that looks like with the computer. Coming over here to the computer, I've got the Blackmagic Disk Speed Test software, and we're gonna go ahead and go to select target hard drive. We're going to select the Seagate and start. and we're off. We're right now, this one just came in at 239 megabytes for the write speed, and our read speed, we're sitting right about the 243. Now, those speeds aren't incredibly fast as far as what today's day and age with SSDs and everything. So that's where the real key, I think, when we need those faster speeds, say for us video guys, that's where that expansion slot, I think, is going to be really key to have that SSD to get those screaming fast speeds anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 megabytes per second. Can't wait to get the SSD in the mail. When I get that, I'll create that video and we'll see what those speeds look like. All right, moving on. To change the LEDs, a little fun, cool thing with this hard drive, there is an instruction manual that comes with the hard drive and it gives you the URL link. So the easiest one is you just pick out the Seagate Toolkit for Mac OS X or for Windows. So we'll go ahead and click on the Mac OS. And then once you have it installed, then you're gonna have the toolkit. It'll show up in the top bar for the Mac. I'm not sure on the Windows where that'll be. I'm sure it'll just be in the applications, but for Mac, there's a quick shortcut that's up at the top for the menu, and you'll just select on that icon, pulls up the toolkit, we'll select the hard drive. Now it'll go in, and here is our LED color pattern. So now we can go in, and we have choices from just doing solid, blink, breathing, spectrum, and custom 2 and custom 3 below since I'm already selected on custom 1. Now let's just go off of custom 1. We want to make some cool colors. We have an add feature, so I currently have pink and blue. Let's add in a red, and let's add in, let's just say yellow, just kind of an eclectic color spectrum. And then you hit done. Now it's going to be able to flash between those colors for us. If we want to have those held out longer, a longer duration, we can go back into that menu, and now we have the options for setting the color hold time. This will be the transition time between transitioning from the different colors. Another thing in this toolkit, what you could do is if you wanted to basically have this as a backup or mirror your computer, you do have that option. So you would just select the mirror, the FireCuda gaming dock, and that will copy pretty much your computer if you want to use this as a backup. Then I'd imagine with that SSD, then you could use that portion to actually do all your file writing and storing your content on that side too. Definitely lots of options, whether you're using an Apple computer, a PC for gaming, or even live streaming, different directions. So I think it really is the ultimate docking hard drive. Well, that wraps it up for this Seagate FireCuda gaming dock hard drive. If you have any questions or if there's anything that I didn't cover that you'd like to know, feel free to ask away in the comments, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. See you on the next episode.